Hey everybody, it's Angel for Killin' with a quick video on how to play Emperor Palpatine in Starwars Battlefront 2 to help you make the most out of your battle points and ultimately lead your team to victory. Now the first thing I wanted to discuss is Palpatine's basic attack. I've had a lot of people message me while playing telling me to pick a different character because they think Palpatine is just absolutely terrible, and usually by the end of the match they message me again wondering how I did so well with them. And I think that the main reason for this is because his basic attack controls are kind of wonky. They're not what you would think they would be. Basically, if you pull the right trigger, you're going to assume that you'd be doing a basic attack at full strength like you would with any other character in this game, but that's not the case for Palpatine. For Palpatine, each trigger controls an individual hand, so if you push the right trigger, you're going to see the right hand go up. If you push the left trigger, his left hand's going to go up, which ultimately means if you want to attack at full strength, you have to use both hands. Or in other words, pull both triggers. This alone can be a huge game changer, as the single hand damage, aka the weak basic attack, is half the damage output of the two-handed attack, aka the strong basic attack. Also, in my experience, the strong attack seems to have a bit more range than the weak attack. However, the weak attack drains much less stamina as a strong attack, and a weak attack will give you about 10 seconds before your stamina runs out, while the strong attack runs out in 5, which means no stamina, no lightning, you're pretty much dead. So it's best to use it very situationally, like use the weak attack when you're close range on troops that have probably already taken damage, and the strong one is best for a little bit farther out troops that are more than likely going to be at full health. Also, any of his lightning attacks can go through any of the shields in the game, whether it's a deployable shield or a heavy trooper's shield, the lightning goes right through it. So, onto the individual abilities for Palpatine. You have Chain Lightning, which is lightning bolt that'll chain between multiple enemies, Electrocute, which stuns enemies in front of you, and Dark Aura, which completely surrounds you in force energy, slowing and harming any enemies around you. So, I'm going to start off talking about Chain Lightning. Chain Lightning should always be used on groups of enemies. It does not do enough damage to kill an enemy at full health, and since it chains between enemies, it's really good for weakening a group of enemies, holding an objective, or in turn for holding an objective by yourself while hordes of enemies rush at you. It seems to have a little bit more range than Palpatine's strong basic attack, and it can bounce up to at least 7 people at once that I've seen so far, which is pretty nice. It should be noted, however, that after using Chain Lightning, there's going to be about a 1-second delay before you can use any of your other attacks. Electrocute is a really good move for making a quick escape or for preventing an enemy's escape. It attacks in a cone shape in front of you and is pretty much useful in the majority of situations you're going to find yourself in this game, so don't hesitate to use it if you feel you need to. There's a little issue with it that if enemies are too close to you when you use this move, sometimes they might not be affected, so take that into consideration. Don't necessarily expect it to save you all the time because it is a little glitchy. On to Dark Aura. It is a really useful ability because it slows and damages any enemies around you, even having the ability to affect them through walls, which is pretty sweet, especially if somebody's hiding on the other side of the wall because they're almost wounded or something. You just go up and pop it, it'll damage them, kill them through the wall, pretty nice. And then when you combine it with Electrocute, it's even better because you can pretty much get away from anything that you want or catch up to anyone you want for either a quick escape or a really quick assassination, depending. It's pretty much the first thing that I pop anytime I go into an objective that I'm trying to attack, just because in the event that it becomes too much to handle, I can usually get out of there without having to worry about anybody chasing me pretty quick. Alright, now let's get into the actual gameplay of Palpatine in Galactic Assault. I'm sure you figured out by now that Palpatine is a get-in, get-out type of character. The fact that he lacks a block due to his strong basic attack makes him very vulnerable to blaster fire, so whenever you're playing him, no matter what the game mode, make sure you have some sort of cover near you at all times and dodge as much as possible. His forward dodge covers the most distance, so if you need to get away, try to turn yourself away from your enemy and dodge forward. Like I stated previously, he can also be very good at holding an objective, so make sure you're always playing the objective and trying to lead your team to victory. Another thing about Palpatine in Galactic Assault mode is to try and jump as little as possible. He has a little thing where when he jumps, as he descends, he kind of glides down slower than most other people in this game, which can leave you so exposed to blaster fire from so many sides, so only jump when necessary if you need to jump and snipe some guy with your Chain Lightning or something like I'm gonna do here or whatever, but try to stay on the ground as much as possible or you're gonna end up dead. Alright, now let's move on to heroes and villains. And before I get into this, I just want to say that no matter what hero you play as, if your team does not stick together, you're more than likely going to fail. So always stick together no matter what. Every time a target dies, regroup with your team, go at them again. I cannot stress enough how important teamwork is in this game type. Almost every game I've lost has been because of a teammate running off by himself or getting too focused on fighting a group of people to realize that he's no longer with our group. So again, stay with your team, you'll be a lot better off. Now, as Palpatine in this mode, you're going to play as more of a supporting role for your teammates, which means indirect attacks and stun locks. Palpatine is amazing at preventing people from running, as previously stated, and this mode definitely shows it. If a target starts to run, try and stun him with electrocute or use your dark aura to slow him down so that one of your faster heroes on your team, like Darth Maul, can quickly move him for the kill. Be aware certain heroes can block, and if they do block while using any of your lightning-based attacks, it's not going to harm them, and you're not going to have that ability to fall back on anymore until it recharges, which can make all the difference between life and death. So, if they're blocking, either wait for them to drop their guard, or try to dodge around them and hit them in the back. Also, just like Galactic Assault, always have cover and way out of danger, and remember, not being able to block means you can't stop force powers from hitting you, which means in order to be successful with Palpatine in this mode, most of the time you have to move constantly. Never sit still and just dodge, dodge, dodge. If you happen to be the target, stick with your team, but stay on the outskirts of the fight, blasting away with your strong basic attacks, and if somebody does happen to chase you, stun and dodge if necessary, or dodge so that you put one of your teammates in between them and you, because indirect battle is key with Palpatine and you're not going to make it otherwise. Especially if you're the target, just dodge, get away from danger, don't necessarily not help your teammates attack them, but stay on the outskirts to where you can do damage, be safe, and hopefully not get caught by any force blasts or anything like that. And that's pretty much the overall basics of playing as Palpatine, so hopefully this video gave you some insight as to how Palpatine works. I'm going to make a how to play on Vader next, so if you want more, you can go ahead and subscribe if you like. If not, cool. If there's something other than Vader you'd like to see, you can go ahead and comment it. I'll get it working on it as soon as possible. I'm good with all the starfighters, any of that kind of stuff, vehicles, whatever, so just let me know in the comments. Have a good day. Peace out.